Hello wonderful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ankodaddy and this is Ankodaddyproduction.
I flag the darkness, delighted in lightness. Hati itakuwaje light wote tukiwa guilty for murder. Haba na haba, kiovu kinajaza kibaba. Dunia inajaa singles so mama. Children have a deficiency for fathers. Hawendi mbali bila protectors, and that's why even Jesus had a father.
5 years from now, where do you want to be?
5 years from now, I want to be doing spoken word professionally and probably also bring other poets into the industry whom I've brooded, who are being paid by poetry, spoken word poetry purely. Jesus says he's the same yesterday, today and forever. I try to call him and let him know I'm different. Studied the Bible for a whole year and just put a pause on writing so that I could grow spiritually, so that I can give people the God I know for myself, not the God I heard about.
Between MISS TRUDY na Mungai Eve, who can you work with?
MISS TRUDY. Love must be a sick joke, now you admit it. Papa almost made mama toothless. Her forgiving heart is the only love signal you see. Papa's a blessing needless. When home was troublesome, he was willing to fly away. Find something you love. Do not just sit there. Life is not what we sit back and wait to happen. Life is what you make happen.
Don't forget to subscribe Ankodaddyproduction.
Evangelical Poet.
Hello wonderful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ankodaddy and this is Ankodaddyproduction, your #1 online media house, digital content creator. I have an amazing artist. He is a spoken word artist segment, ikiwa ni artist moment. Hey guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share. So jintroduce, tuambie we ni nani, umezaliwa wapi?
Mi naitwa Mungai. I'm from Kitale, and then I'm studying right now in Nairobi, Kenya, South Bay.
History na usanii, spoken word artist, ulianza lini?
Spoken word nilianza 2015.
2015. Ni nini ilikuinspire? What motivated you? Nini ilikudrive?
I felt like I can communicate better when I give people something from a medium which they like looking at. I was a writer. I was writing poetry and other essays, but I felt like people are not reading, so I decided to follow them into their space and take them and bring them this message to a place where they are now comfortable listening to me and even getting what I'm trying to communicate.
Mbona kuimba, kurap or kufanya art ingine? Why did you choose spoken word?
It's because it's what I'm good at. You only pick what you're good at, or where you feel you have confidence you can grow and bud in. But for music, my voice is not that perfect for music. And for rap, spoken word is a little bit of rap, but I'd like to focus more on the spoken word poetry because it allows me to express everything as I want to. I'm not confined to beats and flows.
Na mbona spoken word haijakuwa congested, yani haina wase wengi kama like singing, rapping?
I can't say haina watu wengi. It's just that it didn't have a name. It was there. It has so many people, but it just didn't have a name. And now that it has a name, people are realizing that they have not been feeding that field as much as they need to.
So right now it has a name?
It always had a name from 1967, and someone did a spoken word called "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." Yeah, that was one of the most viral spoken word poetry that went viral, and then other people realized this is not music, but it's something in between.
So tuseme umesema umetoka Kitale na ulisomea wapi?
Nilisoma primary, nilikuwa Kitale School, and then partly nikakuwa St. Augustine Mukumu Boys Primary, and then high school nilikuwa St. Anthony's Boys High School Kitale full time.
Ulianza kuandika poem 2015.
Kuandika for writing nilianza 2013 September, October, around there, because I had exams and they were too much on my mind and I needed to vent, and I realized that I can vent through writing.
So are you a spoken word maybe gospel artist, amu unafanya general?
I'm a spoken word artist, but at the core of everything I do, Christ is at the center.
So gospel.
Therapeutic Christian poetry. It is therapy and it is still Christian. And it's like you cannot confine me. But at the end of the day, Christ is the center of it all. Because at my core, I'm nothing without him.
What's that thing that it's making spoken word? I'm a poem different from maybe singing.
You are not confined to flowing with instrumentals. You're not like you can pause however you like. You can even scream. Whatever you want to do on stage, you're free to do. It's like spoken word, it is the artist's point of perspective that is right. But for music, there's a way music is done. There is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I'm not confined to that. Yeah.
Who are you looking up to in the industry?
In the art world, I look up to Chris Webb. But you know, there are people I look up to in different perspectives. Like I look up to Pompey, but I love the Christian part of his art. For the other artists, I look up to what they do, and that is Chris Webb, that is Joseph Solomon, that is yours truly, KK Kimathi Kaumbude. Yeah.
So those are Kenyans.
Two of them are Americans. The last one is a Kenyan. Yours truly, KK. Yeah, he's an amazing artist.
So Mungai, nini wina kuinspire? What inspires you? What keeps you moving?
What inspires me is knowing that God didn't make a mistake when he made me. But when he made me, he had a purpose, and he purposed to be patient to see me grow into his purpose.
And then, is it true that you you ulisoma Bible the whole year to refreshen your writing skills?
Yeah, I studied the Bible for a whole year and I put a pause on writing so that I could grow spiritually, so that I can give people the God I know for myself, not the God I heard about.
And what about the kuna project ambao uli initiate Mary University? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I started an event in Mary University. It is called Sunset Poetry. It still runs even up to this day. I thought it was going to die with my leaving, but it still lives. It really meant a lot for people. I didn't realize that these youths always needed a place where they can vent through art or listen to other people share their art. They really need it. And Nini, you'll be surprised. I'm starting something new where I am right now.
Utatuambia ni nini?
Yeah, that one will go under the title Tag Jasiri Poetry. But just know it's already started. It's just that people don't know it already has a name. They don't know what I'm up to, but it's coming.
So Mungai, tuseme umeitwa na Masimasika na umeitwa na Jalas kwa event kuperform. Utaenda kwa nani?
It depends. If they're not on the same day, I'll go for both.
No, choose one.
It depends with where the spirit leads me. Probably, obviously, there is a day I would literally just speak.
Tuseme umeitwa event iko the same time, it's the same day. Jalas amekuita, Masimasika amekuita. Utaenda kwa nani? You must choose one.
Jalas.
Mbona Jalas?
Because that way I can fulfill my purpose as the evangelical poet. I'm not going to fish the fish out of a pond. I'm going to fish the fish out of the sea.
Okay guys, umesikia atenda kwa Jalas. Keep on subscribing to Ankodaddyproduction. Kwa hivyo 5 years from now, where do you want to be?
5 years from now, I want to be doing spoken word professionally, and probably also bring other poets into the industry whom I've brooded, who are being paid by poetry, spoken word poetry purely. And I would also like for that to happen with other poets in this continent. Yeah.
Okay guys, kumbuka this is Leaders of Tomorrow and Today program, and this is the artist moment. My name is Ankodaddy and this is Ankodaddyproduction, your #1 online media house, digital content creator. Kwa hivyo na today we have Mungai, a spoken word artist. Are you also a trainer, spoken word trainer?
Yeah, I do share my skills with other people who have the same interest, because I understand the journey of growing into it. If you are not, if you are not like it, if it was not initially new to speak like it, I can actually bring it out of someone who has the passion.
So where do you train people?
Uh, that's open. If they call me, like to schools, I've been to high schools, so I've trained students. I've been to Meru, I've been to Kitale. Back in Kitale, I've trained. Like generally, it doesn't matter the venue, as long as they work on my finances and I'm able to go. I'll always avail myself and do the job.
So anytime, anywhere you can train.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then pia utatupatia piece, let audience wajue che unafanya at least to entertain us, ama uko na piece ya kuperform? Okay, you have 1 minute.
Obsession kwa mind ni playback ya mkufu kwa akili ya mwanafuu. Hakufa covid, aliaga juu ya kula mali, yani daddy's boo. Akawa infected tu na sasa inamsuffocate. Inani affect juu dunia ya kesho ni yangu na hawa wana wa hawana peupe pa kwenda, wale wa kwa show vile God anawapenda bendera. I flag the darkness, delighted in lightness. Hati itakuwa light wote tukiwa guilty for murder. Haba na haba kiovu kinajaza kibaba. Dunia ina just single so mama. Children have a deficiency for fathers. Hawendi mbali bila protectors, and that's why even Jesus had a father. Mentality inafaa kuchange. Mali imefika, we are not blinded, eyes not short-sighted. Tuone makosa tujirearrange. Utablemaje babako kwa kumwacha mamako, na wewe apart from body count ujui namba watoto wako?
Hey. That's dope, huh? That's dope. Kwa hivyo Mungai, so many young people are so depressed right now. In fact, research inasema percentage of those people who are depressed ni young people, so many of them. What do you think might be the cause?
They don't have the opportunity to be themselves. They don't have that freedom.
Wapate hapo opportunity.
They can find that freedom in practicing what they really love. Like the way I do poetry, and someone else does music, and someone else writes, and someone else, as long as a youth has the opportunity to express themselves and be heard, as long as they can feel heard and feel like they have a purpose in this life, they will not feel depressed.
But for those who are just sitting at home hoping things will be well, yet they're doing nothing, unaweza advise aje?
I can advise you to find a hobby. Find something you love. Do not just sit there. Life is not what we sit back and wait to happen. Life is what you make happen.
The spoken word pays.
Yeah, as I had said, like training pays. Yeah, it pays. Right now it pays me. I can't say I've been doing anything for free this year. This year God has really blessed my talent on the financial part, and I'm really seeing big doors open, and I'm earning out of poetry.
So poetry na pay kabisa?
Not full time, but I like, if it can pay me right now, it means it has the potential to pay me like consistently. It's just a matter of time.
And so when did you have your first recording? Maybe ulienda kwa studio na ulitoa wapi pesa? Ulipewa na nani? Maybe wazazi walikusupport?
Actually, someone saw my talent, and then they called me and they did a video for me. It was initially on YouTube, but I pulled it down because I feel like I can do more justice on that video. So I'm going to work on a better project, better than the one I had done before.
What's the biggest check you have ever been paid?
It's good money.
It's good money.
Good money.
Kwa hivyo Mungai, what are some of the challenges zenye umepitia, maybe performing?
Some of the challenges is finding a good producer, someone who can actually dedicate their time to working on new beats for my new poetry, because I get to write new content every now and again, and I haven't found someone with whom I can literally produce something which I can call, an album to go and sell out there. So yeah, That's the biggest challenge I've faced in the production part of it. But otherwise, there are photographers, there are videographers. But without the sound, spoken word is not complete.
So you don't record poetry in this normal audio studios?
We,
Because we have so many audio studios.
we do record in the normal audio studios, but the problem is getting the instrumentals for the poetry.
Ukitoka kwa nyumba Mungai, ni nini yenye huwezi sahau? Lazima tu bebe
Earphones.
Why earphones?
I always have earphones around my neck. I don't know why.
Ya kusikiza mistari.
I think I'm partly introverted, so I do like learning new stuff. And if I'm around a crowd that's just making noise and not really making me learn new stuff, nothing intrigues me. So I have to turn back to the earphones. Because now I can see something that will teach me something new and intrigue me.
Between Miss Trudy na Mungai Eve, who can you work with?
Miss Trudy.
Why Miss Trudy?
Personally, I can say the discipline.
So unasema Mungai Eve ana discipline?
I prefer Miss Trudy's disciplines, not discipline at mtoto. Disciplines to Mungai Eve's disciplines.
Maybe tell the audience penye wanaweza kukufuata, your social media handles, so that they can follow you, they can listen to your poem.
I'm Evangelical Poet on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Yeah, basically everywhere I'm Evangelical Poet.
Okay, Mungai, your last words. I want you to look at that camera and talk to that young person. Maybe yani anatakanga tu msa ampe opportunity. Unaona? Ampe opportunity, maybe ana pesa kwenda studio. Talk to him or to her. What can you say to that young person?
You have a phone, you have a book. Write, shoot yourself, share wherever you'd like to share, but just make sure you have a message. People will listen.
For those who don't have smartphone?
For those who don't have smartphones, you know someone who has a smartphone.
Okay. Anything you want to add or you want to say, your last words?
Christ is the answer.
Okay, guys, that was our time with Evangelical Poet. Follow him, social media handles zake zote umesema ni Evangelical Poet.
Yeah, Evangelical Poet.
And guys, that was our time with Evangelical Poet, spoken word artist. Atatumalizia na piece moja. So don't forget to subscribe Ankodaddyproduction. Till next time, wacha tuache Mungai akiperform.
I no longer know who to trust. Love feels like a game I'm not ready to play. Things they say matter, shatter us. My body feels like a carcass and the whole world is a circus. Yesterday it was your burden, today it will be mine. Slain and thrown down the toilet drain. Rain won't be enough to wash away this stain. Let it rain harder, I can't live with this pain. Flood and wash me away. A man like me, claiming to have dignity while having none at all. Mask after mask after mask, why is it my task to bear this Adamic curse? Jesus says he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. I try to call him and let him know I'm different. Growing up is tougher than what I wanted it to be. I was used to school tests because when I'm sick, I evade it. Life tests come and there is no more running. You live knowing you'll never get away from the games children play. Despite how young you are, there is always a card for you to play. The road won't leave your back. Discipline is a price you must be willing to pay. Your papa loves you if only you pray. When the clock strikes midnight, it's already another new day. Love must be a sick joke, now you admit it. Papa almost made mama toothless. Her forgiving heart is the only love signal you see. Papa's a blessing needless. When home was troublesome, he was willing to fly away. When fire followed him, it left him wingless. People claim to love God and live without love nevertheless. Maybe God does us to love, but not on this earth. Maybe God does us to love, but after this life. Maybe love is only possible in heaven. Maybe love is just but for the chosen few. It's just everyone except me and my family. My friend I see has a happy family. He doesn't seem preoccupied with family drama. So he doesn't know what it feels like to pray that one day he will leave his papa and mama. Only thing he knows is that he loves his papa and mama. Families you thought will never break up eventually did. In my country, the childless don't adapt. They adapted a new way to deal with infertility. Leave the man or woman you married for the next one. Maybe you'll eventually see a light at the end of the tunnel. While others tunnel children, those without them don't claim to help them. So children that are suffer at the hands of those who do not want them. And children that are not break love vows. And I'm left an African child with no one to look up to. Jesus gave me poetry, and I don't try to destroy your hope of ever finding love. I write to share the stories of you and I with the world. I write to enlighten those in the dark. I write to remind the weary that Jesus knew at one point our knees will be weary and he will be willing to carry us through. I know I'm not everything that I claim to be. But if you're in this race to heaven young and innocent, don't make the mistakes that we did. But if you're part of the corrupted like me, let us hold on to this cloak of Christ. Because though we be thieves and murderers, he's still willing to dine with us in paradise. Evangelical poets.